consistent and persistent comedian this evening. You guys already know who I'm talking about. You're laughing.
Yeah.
He was very, and I have the feeling that this is how he operates in all of the things that he does, because when he walked up in this bitch, he handed me a book that he wrote that's published. So I was like, I gotta get my life together. Because he is new to comedy, he has a book, he's in great shape, he has a spouse, and I'm like, God damn, what? He made me just feel inadequate as a human. So hopefully he won't do that well, so I can make him feel inadequate as a comic. Stop being so damn sensitive. You act like Chris. Anyway, though, he has been one of the most respectable, and I have to say this, it's nothing to do with stand-up. Anytime a married man tells me he is married, within the first few minutes of his conversation, I am impressed. Because that shit doesn't happen often anymore. And in the very beginning, that was part of who he is. And give it up for that shit, because you ain't gonna see that often. We were talking on Facebook, and you know we all hoes on Facebook. So when I'm like, you're kind of cute. I got a wife, bitch. All right, what's up with the comedy show? Just joking. I never flew. Just jokes. Anyway,
That's Forrest Gump.
when I asked him where he was from, he told me I wouldn't believe him if he told me. So I'm going to let him tell you. I want you to put your hands together and show some love for Mr. Brandon O'Neal. Don't stop clapping.
Hollywood! This is my spot, y'all. Hollywood. Nah, I ain't never even been here before. But I got y'all clapping real soon, so I just want to bet that'll buy everybody drinks back here, Kev. No, real talk, I am happy to be here. Shoot, I'm just about happy to be anywhere right now. Believe it or not, for some of y'all that know me, I've spent, real talk, 11 long years of my life incarcerated. And now I'm free, so give it up for that. Not everybody was clapping, but that's understandable because, you know, I think about the perception that people have on prisoners. And it's like, I think about where y'all got it from, and I think about where I got mine from. And my whole entire perception on people locked up came from the Scared Straight programs. Y'all seen those? And it's like, they look like horny pit bull people just barking at everybody. And I'm thinking, when I was an open head when I was young, I got cracked when I was 17. And I'm thinking, man, that's where I'm going. So I got to think about the pit bull people. And just picture me, right? Picture me about 50 pounds lighter, a couple inches shorter, curly hair, I don't even shave yet. I'm like, I can't do it. So my mom, I was in juvenile hall, and my mom, she was coming to see me, and I had a strategy because I was thinking about them people, and I was like, I just can't do it. So I told my mom, I said, look, she gonna remember this too. I said, I got a plan, Mom. And my mom, she a writer, she got my back for whatever. I guess she thinks it's some kind of legal strategy. So, look, Mom, I got a plan. I was like, come here. And we in juvenile hall in the visiting area. So she screwed up. And I'm dead serious. And I'm like, and this is my plan. I say, Mom, I ain't ever gonna wash my booty, Mom. No, I'm serious. Remember that cheeks are stuck together? And it's like, that's the point, right? I was like, I ain't never gonna do it. Look, I don't know if she thought it was a punk or that's just nasty. But she was like, nah. She was like, no, you gonna work out or something, right? And I was like, where's the support? You know, I was really serious. And, you know, but what's the trip though? They actually have Scared Straight programs inside a juvenile hall. And it's not where they got like the big adults, but they would actually use young inmates inside a juvenile hall, real talk. So I was thinking, I'm so stressed out, At the time, I'm like a lightweight hater, and I'm thinking if I can make other people's life miserable, I'm going to do it because I'm stressed out, so that might help me out a little bit. And I had this little partner in there named Greg. He's a little Russian dude, 17, but he looked like he was about like 11 years old. Super skinny, always hungry, and just for kicks, I was like, hey, I'm gonna go do the Scare Straight program. Come with me and do the Scare Straight program. So little Greg, he was like, okay, that's my Russian accent. So, no, it's real. So, we went and hollered at the counselor that was in charge of the Scare Straight program. It's a dude named Big Mitch. Now, Big Mitch is Big Mitch. 6'4", 400 pounds, used to play football. And he's super cool, right? So I'm like, Big Mitch, sign me up for the Scare Straight program. So he take us to the room where all the kids are gonna come. Now all these kids, okay, they like 11, 12 years old, they all locked up for shoplifting, running away from home, little stuff like that. So the way it's gonna go, all these kids gonna come in, and they're gonna line up in front of us, and we're gonna talk to them about our situation and everything, and that's supposed to like scare them straight. So as soon as the kids come in, there's a kid that looked like he's Big Mitch's son, and he's standing in front of my boy Greg, little Greg. So I'm like, dude about 6 feet, 250 or something, but he only like 13 years old. So I'm looking at Greg like, right? And then there's a little girl that's standing in front of me, true story. She's standing in front of me, so I'm thinking I got it easy, but she's standing in front of me. And she looking like she'd been there before. She just looking at me like, what? So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna say some crazy stuff to scare the mess out of this girl. And there's a bunch of other kids that was left over, and they stood in front of Big Mitch. So right on cue, everybody got to talking to all their little kids and everything, right? So you hear everything you hear in Scare Straight programs. You hear, you don't want to be up in here, we gangsters, the cells are small, all that kind of stuff. So I look at what Greg gonna do, and Greg tripped me out. He look at his big old kid, and he yells. He goes, ah! Right? And he yell in Russian like that. So, and I'm like, whoa, that's deep. But look, this is what he does next. Little hungry Greg. He say, I'm hungry all the time. And I'm thinking, that is smart. He's trying to tell the dude we ain't got no food in here. He's trying to scare the fat kid, right? So, dude, that's smart, right? So I look at my little girl, and she looking at me like, But what Greg say next is just way weird. He's like, you come in here with me and I'll eat your face. And I was like, whoa, right? And then I look over to Big Mitch, and Big Mitch, he's talking to all the kids that was left over. Now, what tripped me out, Big Mitch must have been looking at the same Scare Straight programs that I was looking at. Because he wasn't talking about juvenile hall. He was talking about what happened to him if he go to prison. Big Mitch. So he don't know that things is kind of looking bad for me, and they talking about sending me there forever. So I'm looking at Big Mitch, and he's telling these kids, he's just like, you know what happened to me if I go in prison? And I can't even talk to my little girl because I'm listening to Big Mitch. And Big Mitch said, they would take me, they would have me. And I'm like, no, Mitch, no, Mitch. And he gets real animated. He said, they come behind me, they grab me behind my back, they try to choke me out, what I'm gonna do? And I'm thinking, what I'm gonna do? What I'm gonna do, right? And I'm just like, damn. So I look at the little girl, and I guess my face changed or whatever, because she said, you okay? I'm supposed to be scaring her. She said, you okay? And I'm like, I forgot that I was supposed to scare her. I was like, yeah, I'm okay. And she's like, I think she started to flirt with me, because she told me, she said, you sure is cute. Right? Caught me on guard. But what happened, she was trying to give me a little advice after this. She said, don't you ever wash your booty. Brandon O'Neill.